When it comes to Nikola Jokic in 2025, everyone knows nowadays this guy's one of the best players to ever lace them up. And the kind of single moment where Jokic certified himself as an all-time great legend was of course 2 years ago in the postseason, where he was absolutely bonkers. As en route to his championship, averaged 30, 14, and 10, leading the entire postseason in points, rebounds, and assists.
I am inevitable.
Jokic back then, of course, was absolutely ridiculous, bonkers. He was off the charts. But the Jokic we're seeing nowadays, definitively, is much, much better than Jokic in 2023. As looking at the Joker nowadays, there's absolutely no doubt this guy is the best player in the world. And the overall gap between 1 and 2, the two best players in the world, that gap is bigger than it's been in quite some time. As looking at the Joker's ranks this season, points per game ranks 4th, rebounds 1st, offensive boards also 1st, assists 1st, and steals top 10. There's very few players in league history who are that well-rounded and that elite in that many categories. And looking at the Joker's shooting, from the field, above 55%. From 3, the same thing. And from the line, a very impressive 84%, which for a center is virtually unheard of.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
The Joker nowadays is so offensively dominant, a 30-point triple-double is the bar for him on any given night. At this point offensively, it's Wilt Chamberlain-esque 2017 Russ type stuff. That's how good the Joker's been to open this season. And looking past the Joker's offensive game, which of course is much improved, the Joker on defense has taken tremendous strides each of the past 3 seasons. And this year, the best defensive version of Jokic we've seen ever.
For anybody to say that Nikola Jokic is not a good defender, I would question their basketball intelligence, and I would question how much film they're really watching. Because you don't have to be an athletic guy blocking shots and pinning them on the glass to be a good defender. You don't have to be a great athlete to be a good defender. Nikola Jokic has tremendous intelligence. He has the best anticipation I've ever seen. And he has a want and a will to win. And he's the anchor of our defense.
Now, of course, when it comes to Jokic on defense, he's not going to be Wilt Chamberlain, Hakeem, someone like that. He's never going to be that type of player on the defensive end. What I kind of compare it to is someone like Magic or Bird. They're not defensive stoppers, but in the same vein, aren't defensive liabilities. And for guys like that specifically, Magic, Bird, and Jokic, what elevates them on defense, makes them average, a little bit above average, is their defensive IQ.
So Nikola Jokic explaining to everybody where he wants everybody to be. Malone's already done it. Can the Nuggets get a stop on that man? Kyrie Irving. Nuggets switch it. Kyrie's got Brown. You got a double, don't you? Kyrie lets it go. No good. Tip no.
Couple of things that are notable, because we've talked about the storyline all year, the bench being a problem for Denver, shown by the Nuggets on the road here.
Gordon and Porter, big part of that. Christian Brown as well. Ball deflected.
We are the spies on the bench, man.
Who do it?
Jokic knew to play, but we didn't say anything.
He's pretty smart.
He knew to play better than us.
A lot of great offensive players nowadays on defense, they're out there, they're a big body, they're just taking up space. Someone like the Joker, of course, he's a big dude. But defensively with his hands, he's active. The Joker in 2025, believe it or not, ranks 2nd in the NBA in deflections per game at 4.4. Also, one trait of being a good defender as a big man is controlling the glass. And of course, the Joker does that every single night. But looking past the raw numbers, just kind of the general stats, the Joker's rebounds are actually contested more than a lot of players who are considered elite rebounders. As looking at this top 10 list for rebounders, the Joker's rebounds, contested-wise, were at 49.6%. The only player with a higher percentage in the top 10 is Sengun, at a scratch above 50. So what does that tell us? The Joker's rebounds, they're actually valuable rebounds. They're not uncontested boards, flat-footed boards, where nobody else is around.
Big difference.
And one thing I do want to highlight and hammer home, the Joker's supporting cast, the guys he's winning with, playing fantastic with, a lot of these guys are not household names. Of course, you have your Jamal Murrays, your Aaron Gordons, MPJ, the more well-known players. But guys like Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther, all those guys this year taking tremendous strides because of the Joker and getting more minutes alongside Nikola. My baseline point is pretty simple. If a lot of other superstars had the Joker's help, they'd be crying to the media they need a trade, they need to get out of town, and the GM was clueless and failing him as a superstar player. So the Joker doesn't really do that. He'll take a Peyton Watson and Christian Brown, an old Westbrook, and just kind of make it work. And looking at Denver so far, exactly what he's doing. Right now the Nuggets, 7-3, and a top 4 seed in the West. Now that record, of course, it is very, very impressive, especially given the supporting cast. But looking more in depth, why they're 7-3 is the Joker late in games has come through time and time again. As looking at his clutch time numbers, 4th in points per game, 4th in assists, 6th in plus minus, and his shooting splits are simply off the charts.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Denver so far this year has had 6 games decided by 5 points or less. And in those games, they've gone 5-1. Winning one-score games, close games, it's always very important. But in this year's West, where it's absolutely loaded, going 5-1 versus 1-5 in those games means you're the 4th seed or the 12th seed. That's how competitive it is, how cutthroat it is on a nightly basis. And looking at the Joker bailing out the Nuggets, the first time he did that, of course, versus the Raptors.
Here's Jokic backing in on Pirtle, spinning, shot, Porter. Jokic left open. There's Jokic.
So close.
Denver that game versus Toronto, they were down by 9 points with under 3.5 minutes left. And the Joker in that stretch just went absolutely crazy. 17 points, 1 assist, 8-12 shooting, and was a +8. Absolutely phenomenal. The next night versus Brooklyn, nearly the identical type performance. 12.35 shooting, perfect from the line, and was a +5.
Jokic, Crab dribbling down. Jokic gets into the paint. Can't hit the lay. The tip is good. Denver played an overtime game last night. Jokic muscling in and tying it.
The Joker, time and time again in these games, just pulls it out for Denver every single time. And look at the second game versus Toronto, the fourth quarter, kind of the same thing. 7 points, 2 assists, 2 of 4 shooting, was a +7. Then of course versus Dallas, their most recent game, an even better fourth quarter. As versus Kyrie, really went bar for bar. As in that quarter, 11 points, 1 assist, impressive shooting, and was a +5.
Murray, back to Jokic. Jokic for 3. Jokic with a steal. Got Christian Brown. Gonna ride it in. Tip Jokic. Jokic put it up and in. Back to Jokic. Jokic in the lane. Turning, twisting. Jokic in the lane. Put it up. No. Tip it up. Yes.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Why so serious?
So the Joker at this point, he's so great, so impressive. The 30-point triple-doubles, the all-time great numbers, I'm kind of past that. I expect that. It's just, it comes the territory. What I'm impressed by nowadays is Joker's defense and great clutch time play. As like I said earlier, Denver's overall record kind of rides on Jokic in the fourth quarters and if he comes through or doesn't. And so far, has come through more times than not. As looking at his clutch time scoring ranks, top 10 in points per game, 3rd in assists, on 50, 54, and 86 splits. I'm telling you guys right now the Joker has a real shot, not only getting MVP, but also the clutch player of the year. He's been that great, that fantastic, and that critical for his team in these ball games. So that right there is the end of the video, and once again the Joker, what we're in the midst of, one of the best 5-year peaks in NBA history. In 10, 20 years time, you're gonna look back on the Joker and say, how did this guy do it? Because even now, in the moment, it really doesn't make sense. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.